Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today we're going to talk about 3 underappreciated Rolexes. Underappreciated Rolex, is that such a thing? Well, actually, I think it is. But of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing the Breitling Chrono Evolution, a very underappreciated Breitling. But then again, I think the whole brand is underappreciated. Do they deserve to be underappreciated? Maybe, but I certainly like this watch. And of course, before we get started as well, go check out delraywatch.com. Bunch of new watches in stock. We just got in a Jaeger-Lecoultre Master Calendar, full box, full papers, cheapest one on Chrono 24. And we also got a vintage Rolex Datejust 16234 on a Jubilee bracelet. Jubilee has almost no stretch, which is kind of unheard of, as well as a bunch of other cool watches. Like, have you seen the Crazy Clown Corum Bubble we have? No, you haven't, so go check it out at delraywatch.com. Link in the description below. So yeah, guys, Rolex, the king of luxury watches, at least in terms of awareness. The Submariner, probably the most iconic timepiece ever made. So what am I talking about when I talk about underappreciated Rolex? Well, the fact is, there are 3 models, I think, that don't get talked about enough, or get kind of swept under the rug undeservedly. And I'm going to talk about those today in no particular order. The first one, and actually my favorite, is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual. The now 39mm case size was always a platform where Rolex experimented with kind of crazy dials, different colors. And this year's no different. You've got some great colors with the gray, the grape, the blue, the green. This is just a beautiful kind of oyster case on an oyster bracelet without a date. Some say the finishing is a little below the Rolex standard, and okay, I can see that. You know, the clasp is unfinished, but to be honest with you, it's barely noticeable, and it's the most affordable Rolex in the range. Same technology movement, same bracelet, same case size, and you get a little bit of flash, at least on the dial, which, you know, one thing we can all accuse Rolex of being is a little bit boring, and I think this all of a sudden makes for a pretty interesting piece. Great all-round watch, 100 meters water resistance, screw-down crown, tough as nails, a great first Rolex, or just a great Rolex to add to your collection. Next is another watch, which I can kind of see why it's underappreciated, but I think you should take a second look. That is the Sea Dweller range. Doesn't matter if it's from the 70s or the current ones. The Sea Dwellers have always been underappreciated. Considered the professional version of the Submariner, with deeper water resistance ratings, helium escape valves, usually a little bit thicker, and obviously more expensive. On the secondhand market, though, you can get a bigger discount percentage-wise. I think you get the look of a Submariner, but you get the more utility, even though, let's be honest, no one's actually, or there's probably very few professional divers wearing this, but you get the uniqueness, that extra little something that the Submariner doesn't have. You have all the beautiful parts of the Submariner with something that stands out, which is my main complaint of the Submariner, is that it's so standard. Everything from the James Cameron dials to red text to just a very simple Submariner-looking watch without a Cyclops and a helium escape valve. I think the Sea Dweller is absolutely one you should take a look at if you like the sub, but you find it a little too common. And now we're going to talk about one that you might call me crazy, but the 36mm modern Datejust. The Fed, the 36mm is an icon. It is, but it's selling awfully nowadays. I can tell you, even a guy of my size, a 36mm Datejust on Oyster doesn't look particularly bad. I think there's a real beauty to a smooth bezel, oyster-banded, white dial Datejust with stick numbers. It's extremely classy, though still tough like the Oyster Perpetual, but a little bit more subdued and maybe a little bit more adult. Probably one of the most versatile watches ever made, and Rolex's, icon. The Datejust is kind of what put Rolex on the map, and it gets no love nowadays. Also probably the most heavily discounted steel Rolex there is, which isn't saying a lot because discounts are still minimal, I still think that Datejust is something you should take a look at if you're looking at Rolex. It has a particular understated class that maybe not everybody's buying one, but I always love seeing a Datejust in the wild. It usually means the owner has excellent taste. Anyway, guys, that's a shorter little video today. I'll be back tomorrow. I've got to shoot some more content for this COVID-19 situation. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. It really does help. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.